Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new, I'm Shamvi, and in today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing and also sharing with you my 5 looks using this Natasha Denona's My Dream eyeshadow palette. I recently purchased this palette from Sephora India. They had a sale of 20%, and I definitely jumped in and ordered immediately. Natasha Denona palettes are very expensive, as you all know, and this retails for 7,200 rupees, which is a lot of money. And because of the sale, I've saved up almost around 1,400 rupees, which is a lot. So definitely, I would also recommend you guys to wait for the sale and only purchase. So anyways, coming to the review of this particular palette, now it comes in a cardboard box packaging. This is how the cardboard box looks like. It's just a regular cardboard box. They've given all the information behind this. This is how the packaging of the eyeshadow looks like. It almost has that rubber feel to it. So I really like it. It's very sleek and nice. And also all Natasha Denona palettes have magnetic closure. And also it comes with a really nice, like high quality, big mirror. And these are all the eyeshadows, you guys. And I also absolutely love this, the layout of this palette, the color tone of this palette, because usually Natasha always does like, one particular like color tone. For example, I have bronze palette. So you pretty much get only like bronzy tones with that palette. Like you can create only bronzy glamorous looks with that palette. Now coming to glam eyeshadow palette that she's launched, you can get only like cool tone glamorous looks. So it's very like like a monotone eyeshadow palette that she creates, whereas this one, it has a gist of everything. Again, if you're just a beginner and you're just like starting off and you're confused as to which eyeshadow palette to buy from Natasha, I think this should be it, because it has like everything, from cool tones to warm tones. It has everything in this palette. You get some really pretty romantic, smoky, sexy looks with this palette. You can create so many different looks. So I did create like 5 looks using this palette, and guys, every single look is so versatile. They're all different from each other. And I made it a point to use each and every single shade right over here. And let me tell you, I was so amazed at the quality of this particular eyeshadow palette, the way it performed. Oh my god. Each and every single shade is so nice. It's so pigmented and they blend super well. They're very creamy. And there was also not too much of fallout. And it was just like a cakewalk, using this palette. It was so easy to work with. And that's why I absolutely love Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes. They're just like one of the best quality eyeshadow palettes that I have ever used. And this also did not let me down. And this definitely is going to be my favorite travel palette from now on. So that's everything for my review. And now let's get into my 5 looks. Okay guys, so for my very first look, I'm going to start off with the shade called as Unity, and I'm just going to apply this all over my crease and also on my outer corners. And I'm just slightly going to drag it outside. Going in with my fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend everything out. So next I'm going to take the shade called as Carpe Diem, and I'm going to slightly tap in a little bit of Familia, and I'm just going to apply this on my outer corners and my crease to deepen everything up. Gonna take the same shade and apply on my lower lash line as well. Next, I'm going to go back to the shade called as Unity, and I'm just going to apply this all over my lower lash line. And I'm also going to blend everything out. So finally, I'm going to take the shade called as Babies, which is a very pretty pink shimmer, and I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelids. So according to me, the shimmer shades apply really pretty with the help of your finger, but you can use any flat top brush as well if you wish. And I'm just going to go back to my flat brush. I'm going to apply the same shade and give almost like a cut crease effect. Finally, I'm going to use the shade called as Spontaneous in my inner corners to brighten it up. So I'm just using a brown eyeliner to create a tiny wing. And that's how it looks like just with mascara on. Okay guys, so that's my look number 1 complete, both with and without lashes. So this is a very soft, rosy, romantic makeup look. And I absolutely love how simple and elegant this look turned out. Valentine's Day is just coming up, and I think you can definitely create something like this. Okay guys, so starting off with my second look, I'm going to use the shade called as Aspiration in my outer and inner corners. So I'm going to do a halo eye. And I'm also going to apply the same shade on my lower lash line as well, again in my outer and inner corners. So now taking the shade called as Nurture, I'm just going to blend and soften the crease. Again, this is a very cool toned look. Once again, I'm going to intensify the shade. And then I'm going to take the shade called as Blackest Black, just a tiny bit to smoke it out even further. Yeah, and I'm going to use it very close by for that smoky look. And again, I'm going to do the same thing on my lower lash line too, trying to smoke it out. Again, going back with a fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend it out. Now I'm going to use the shade called as Serenity and just applying it in the centers of my eyelids. And I'm going to apply the same shade on my lower lash line as well, just in the centers, maintaining the same halo effect. And going back with my brush, I'm just going to once again blend everything together. I'm going to use a black kajal again on the, on my outer inner corners. And then I'm going to smudge everything to make it look more smoky. And then going with that blackest black shade, I'm just going to blend everything out. And again, I'm going to go back with that halo. Okay guys, so that's my second look complete, and I have created a cool toned halo eye, which again, once again, I really like this. It's very different compared to my first look. It's smoky, it's halo. It gives me a very nice, like a sexy, sultry vibe. And I'm just loving this so much. Okay guys, so for my third look, I'm going to start off with a shade called as Familia with a dense brush, and I'm just going to place this on my outer corners and take it all the way in my crease. And I'm going to drag it on the outside like this to give an elongated shape. I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line as well, all the way through my lower lash line. So next I'm going to take the shade called as Aspiration, and I'm just going to deepen my outer corners even more. And I'm also going to apply this in an angular shape. Also slightly take it on my crease to deepen my crease a little more. So now I'm going to apply the shade called as Invention all over my eyelids. And once again, going in with my brush, I'm just going to create like a cut crease. Yeah, this shade is just so pretty. So I'm going to apply the shade Aspiration in my inner corners. And I'm also going to take it on my lower lash line as well. And once again, I'm going to go back to the shade called as Aspiration. and just like smoke it out a little further. And I'm also going to take the same shade on the outer part of my lower lash line just to smoke it out. Okay, so once again going back with the shade Familia, the first shade that we applied, I'm just going to blend everything out. And lastly, I'm going to apply the shade called as Spontaneous in my inner corners. To smoke it out even further, I'm going to apply a black kajal just on my outer lash line. Again, taking the shade Aspiration, I'm just going to smudge everything out. Okay guys, so I'm going to apply the shade called as Spontaneous on my brow bone. So that's look number 3 with just some mascara. And this is a very pretty classic golden smoky eye. I absolutely love this shade of gold, and I think it looks really pretty on any Indian attire. Again, another look that I really loved. Okay guys, so starting off with look number 4, I'm going to use the shade called as Carpe Diem with a dense brush. And I'm just going to apply this on my outer corners and all over my crease. And now going in with a fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend this one out. I'm also going to apply the same shade in my inner corners as well. I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line too. Once again, I'm just going to go in with this fluffy brush and I'm going to blend everything in. Next, I'm going to take the shade called as Familia and I'm going to intensify my outer and inner corners just to smoke it out and deepen everything a little more. And I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line as well. Now taking the shade Unity, I'm just going to blend the edges and make it look a little more softer. So now I'm going to take the shade Risk and I'm just going to apply this all over my lids. Again, this is a very pretty, like a berry red sort of a shade. And I'm just going to pack this all over my eyelids. I'm going to apply the same shade Risk on my lower lash line as well to make everything look cohesive. Once again, going back with the fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend everything in. So next I'm going to take the shade Thrill. I'm going to apply this in my inner corners. And then I'm going to use the shade Black as Black and I'm just going to smoke out my lash line. And I'm going to use this on my lower lash line too to make it look even more smoky. Okay guys, so that completes my look number 4. I'm just going to apply some mascara and I'll be right back. To smoke it out even further, I'm going to apply a black kajal. Okay guys, so that is look number 4 complete. I absolutely love how this look turned out again. This look is so different from all the previous look that I've created. It's sort of like a berry red smoky eye. Again, it just looks so nice and sexy and smoky. Definitely something that you can wear for parties or any nighttime events. Like it just looks so pretty. Okay guys, so for my 5th and final look, I'm first going to start off with the shade called as Instinct. And I'm going to apply this all over my eyelids. Just pack that shade. I'm going to take the same shade the shade Instinct, and I'm going to apply this on my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to take the shade called as Edgy, and I'm just going to apply this again on my outer and inner corners to deepen it up. Next, I'm going to take the shade Blackest Black, and I'm again going to deepen my outer and inner corners a little more. Next, I'm going to apply the shade Vision on the center of my eyelids. Wow, that is such a pretty shade. So pigmented as well. I'm going to apply this on the centers of my lower lash line too. And lastly, I'm going to take the shade called as Unity on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend the edges. And going back with this fluffy brush, I'm just going to intensify everything. And then I'm going to apply some kajal. And this shade has such a beautiful like pink to green shift. So this is my fifth and final look, you guys. I just love how nice and smoky and sexy this particular eye look turned out. It's so pretty. So that completes my 5 looks using this palette. As you all saw, each and every single look was so different from one another. And I just absolutely love the versatility of this palette. And I think it's going to be my favorite travel palette from now on. And I still think I can create more looks. In case you are interested, I might post more videos on shorts. Do let me know which one was your favorite. So mine definitely was look number 3 and look number 5, the one that I'm wearing right now. And I think it just looks so stunning. And again, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give this one a like. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, hit on the notification bell. I'll catch you all next time. Bye.